Welcome back. This is Matt and Danny, and we are back with a shorter way. I don't know why I always have to like emphasize the word, but that's okay. We are. I forget what we were going to talk about. This.
We were not going to record a shorter way this week,
right?
And then something happened today.
I don't remember what happened.
So
I think it was something over text, though.
Yeah, we're recording a big session today about the enemy.
Yeah,
and that your spouse is not your enemy.
Right.
So I was quickly reminded of that this morning. The toothbrushes. How can you not forget that? Or how can you forget that?
Toothbrushes. Because it was so well reasoned in my head. That's why.
We're going to call this session "Men Are from Mars and Women Are from Venus."
Right.
And we have to be quick. And I hope you have seen us banter with each other enough to know, like if I was truly, truly upset about it, I wouldn't be talking to you on YouTube about it. Like I wouldn't. I would take it before the Lord. I would be talking to my husband. We would be working it out. But this is a hysterical, actually, truly though, things like this, honestly, rip days apart, ruin thoughts, ruin moments, ruin events. Yeah. And it's something so small and little that really I was like, what is happening right now? But I really thought we should talk about it because it is a typical example of everyday life.
Yeah.
And how the spouse you love so, so, so much can just make you bonkers. And that there needs to be grace even for the little things, because the little things can become the big things.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like if you don't learn to let it go, if you don't learn to talk about it, if you don't, and I bring things up because that's who I am.
Well,
I'm like,
it's good to express. It's good to express.
Yeah, I mean,
get it out there,
but I don't like say everything that's in my head. That would be dangerous to do so.
Right.
Like, and so I'm not saying that every single irritation that you have, you should verbalize, but let me explain what happened. Okay. So Matthew and I have toothbrushes. Mine is black and white and his was all black. But today I went to go brush my teeth and I was like, wow, my toothbrush looks horrific. I don't know if I'm just like really, whatever. So this was last night. I got out new, this was
because
yesterday.
I got up this morning.
Yes.
And it was different.
Yes. Okay.
And you didn't tell me that you had thrown away my toothbrush.
I gave you the same,
You didn't.
Yes, I gave myself the same toothbrush.
You did. Yes.
Okay. All right. Backstory.
But that's not how my brain works.
So yesterday I got out a new set of toothbrushes. Now again, mine is black and white. So I got out a black and white. The set unfortunately was not black and white. It was blue and black, black and white. But I've been using a black and white toothbrush.
Same patterns, just different color scheme.
I've been using that toothbrush, my toothbrush,
right,
for a year. I exchange them more frequently than a year, but I bought like matching set. This is what I have to do, is buy matching sets. So his brain doesn't go wonky about that I changed something. Matthew likes pattern and order.
Yes,
and
very much. So I very much stay in my orbit.
So
kind of a person.
I thought I'm going to give myself the black and white toothbrush because that's what I have.
So I get up this morning.
But his toothbrush was changed.
Right.
Black in this color.
And I look in the little, it's not tin, it's ceramic or whatever, and it holds the little cup that holds the toothbrushes. And I see a white and black one, and I see a blue and black one, and immediately my mind.
What color is mine? What color is mine though? Always.
Well, we'll get there. I hadn't gotten that far in my brain, so I'm standing.
You just realized yours was different. And I didn't tell him. I'm usually really good about.
You are, and you didn't say anything, and so I was like, oh.
What happened to my toothbrush? Is that what you?
Yes. What happened to my toothbrush? So I'm like, oh, I don't know what color that you had before because I never grabbed yours. I only ever grabbed mine. So I just know to go for the all black one. But now that I tell you, my old one was all black.
But now that I say it, you remember that mine is black and white, but you didn't remember this morning.
No. So I'm like, okay, well, I can't remember if she likes because I remember there was another time when we had like a black one and a blue one, and you decided that you wanted the blue one.
No.
I
didn't have the blue one.
So anyway,
I'm just stubborn. I would never use a boy's color blue in my toothbrush. Never. Right. I know it's dumb. It's just dumb. I just never would.
Okay, but here's where my thought process went.
I also would never use hot pink.
This is how my brain works. I'm very much into associations.
This is
I don't
going
wanna
to
go
crack them
crazy,
up. They're
but-
not even going to like.
So when I looked at the
already
options
5
that were in
minutes in.
front of me, there's two
Yes.
options,
Yes.
right? I got a 50% chance of getting this right or wrong. And so I'm looking, I'm like, well, I don't remember, but she always picks blue when we play Catan.
So
because
I have a thing about my lucky color being blue when we're playing board games. So when we're playing board games, oh my goodness, my dad is gonna die when he sees this because we like fight over who's using blue, and he'll hide it from me.
Yeah.
And I have to be blue.
Yeah.
Like I think like the first time I played, this is like telling a lot of our
So
idiosyncrasies.
I'm
always
associating that.
Yes, but in every board game, like when you play the train game and when we play Catan, now it's like blue is like my thing. But I've never had.
But not for toothbrushes, evidently. So So
you remember that about me, which is very, very sweet, and was like, oh, Danny must have picked the blue.
Because you picked blue. When
imagine my surprise when I go to pick up my toothbrush, and for some reason, I like felt that it was wet, and I was like, and so I felt the bristles, and I'm like, what happened? So I felt the bristles on yours, and my first thought was, I didn't tell him, and he thought it through, but he thought it through wrong.
He did. He thought it through wrong. Which
is okay, but I will tell you, like, time to be transparent. And this is why we're making a funny about it. The time to be transparent, my first thought was like, what? I've had the same toothbrush for a whole year. How can you not remember?
This makes me think of you remember that set of books
which is
reading
stupid. I mean, I know it's stupid.
We have a son that just got engaged. And we've been reading through a couple of books with them just to kind of like do a little bit of marriage.
Good books, by the way.
Excellent books. And one of them was, don't assume your husband is stupid, because I guarantee you he's thought through a reason for why he's done what he did.
Yes.
And that this is a perfect example
of
that.
So he literally took a picture and texted him and said, excuse me, what happened?
Then I had to tell her.
He's like, I used my toothbrush. And I'm like, no, you didn't. You used mine. Of course, I'm not texting that way. I'm just texting. But I'm like, as I'm brushing my teeth with the now blue toothbrush, actually.
Oh, did you switch?
No, I didn't. I got a new one from the drawer because I don't want to use that color. So next time.
So which one do I take now?
The one you used today.
The white one?
Yes. Now we're all
that is really going to mess me up.
The problem is.
Because now you changed it.
No, I didn't. You chose that one.
I hear you.
Yep. You chose it.
Yep.
So anyway, we just wanted to obviously we are not perfect. And we talk on here about, we really talk about life stuff that we have messed up and that we've realized. But I have seen things like this in counseling sessions that we've had with others. And this is not a judgment. It is just a fact that the little stuff will become big if you don't either talk about it or let it go.
Yeah.
So I could have easily let it go. I could have, but I just was like, wait, what happened? But we've been married long enough that I'm literally like, what was going on inside your brain? It's usually what I say. What were you thinking? And I don't mean that as an insult. Like, what were you thinking?
No, because sometimes I'm not.
It's not like
sometimes
that.
I'm actually not thinking. But usually if there's like a point of decision.
Yes.
Or something needs to be chosen, or I have to go one direction or another. There's usually a reason for that.
Yes, and I know that about you, which is why I was like, babe, why did you use my toothbrush? And he goes, I didn't.
Yeah. Sometimes the reason I was listening to a podcast and not paying attention, but
But anyway, so listen, like men are from Mars, women are from Venus. We think different. We do different. And
I just think different, period. I think from the rest of the human race.
I know, but I feel like God has equipped me and made me capable to
put up with me.
That's not what I was going to say. To love you and live with you and understand you. And that's the thing. Like usually I'm like, I want to understand him. So instead of just being like, why in the world would you do that? And there's a difference between asking that and saying, why did you use my toothbrush? Like, and he was like, it's not, I didn't. He said, I didn't. I used my toothbrush. And I was like, babe, you did not. But it's okay. But anyway, my point is, I said, we have got to talk about it because it's a perfect example of, I could have been mad at you for hours over I wouldn't have been. But I'm saying we have counseled with people who, this is what they say, the little things become the big things when you don't talk through the little things. And when you just harbor anger or bitterness or like, you're ridiculous that you don't understand. Like, no, we can laugh it off. We can be silly about it. And honestly, I literally said, we're talking about this. And so then he said why he chose. And
Right.
it made me laugh so hard that you chose blue as my color because I'm blue and
That's what you
Catan. And I
usually
was like,
choose.
I would
Yeah.
have never made that association in a million years. Never. And it
That's
made
how I
me laugh
function, though.
so
That is,
hard. Yeah.
We
Anyway.
should release the shorter way first this time.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's a
definitely.
great introduction of what we're going to talk about anyway.
All right. Well, we love you guys.
Yeah. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.